Welcome to Econ 102, where economist Noah Smith and I make sense of what's happening in the news, technology, business, and beyond through the lens of economics. Let's jump right in.
What's the equivalent version with AI that you could imagine, like that same step up of like, okay, we went from sort of bank tellers to financial advisors. Now with AI, like what's the equivalent of like, okay, we'll go from financial advisors to like, what are things that people do that AI can't do?
I think that AI with bank tellers will be having AI do the work of what bank tellers do now will be pretty difficult because they do a bunch of different things and it's pretty irregular. It'll be like it'll be hard to train them. Obviously there'll be helplines where you can ask GPT type computer, like help me with my bank account. How do I do this? They already have that. I mean, that exists now at banks. What you go into the bank for, a lot of it is boomer shit. It's like, how do I open PDF? And so like AI can do that. It can replace a human at that if what you're good at, if you're a person who's good at like asking AI a whole bunch of prompts and then extracting information from the prompts. But if you were that good at prompting AI and reading the information from AI prompts, why didn't you just figure out how to use the fucking bank website? So the human, I think the multifaceted human touch of the bank teller is underrated. The bank teller will show you, you'll point to something on a piece of paper, right? With AI, you could do that, right? You could feed your piece of paper into a computer vision thing, and then it could pop up a little image where it points a little arrow at the thing, right? But I think that people feel naturally comfortable when a bank teller comes, oh, here's the thing that you need to do. Putting in different words and stuff like that. And of course, people are not going to hallucinate. They occasionally will. Like occasionally a bank teller won't know what the fuck is going on. Will give you a line of bullshit. But they're better. Like AI will just the hallucination problem's still so bad. No one's ever fixed it. The other day I couldn't remember this guy's name from a book, and so I was like, okay, well maybe I'll ask GPT, right? 4.0 or whatever. So I asked GPT. I was like, okay, who's the guy in the book Wireless Wars who was working for the British government, and then he was saying Huawei is really dangerous, and then Huawei basically paid this guy to work for them, and then he started saying like, oh, Huawei's totally safe, and it's an example of how Huawei buys out their opposition, right? I was saying they're going to do this to Donald Trump too, but I couldn't remember that guy's name. I think it was John Suffolk was the guy's name. But then I asked GPT, and it said, oh, actually, this is that guy, and it told me the name of the wrong guy. It told me the name of a guy who just works for Britain and is still skeptical of Huawei. It just said, oh yeah, that guy sold out to Huawei and now just, goes around shilling for Huawei. No, he doesn't. He's never been employed by Huawei. He's like a stand-up guy. And so had I just taken that and not hunted that down myself, and, so I did, I was like, oh, you lied, you computer bitch. And so then that would have been libelous. Like literally libelous had I written that, not just under British libel law, but under American too, like just claiming complete lies. And my blog would have just taken a huge reputational hit had I just pasted that in. Or I just said, oh, look at this guy. I just named him in passing, right? Without any link or something. But I was like, no, I know you lie sometimes, so I'm going to look it up. I was like, complete lie. It's like, okay, AI, now I want you to list a huge list of like 10 other guys that fit this description. It listed me like a huge list of people. Only one of the guys was the right guy. And I looked each one up and he was the second guy on the new list. All the other people it didn't apply to, and was just totally like making up shit about all these other people, saying that they went to work for Huawei. And like one of them did. Well, no, one of the guys was a guy who like always worked for Huawei from day one. But like, anyway, just total bullshit. Like, maybe that'll be fixed. Maybe all you have to do is scale and that goes away. But like, that's what everybody at OpenAI tells me. Just scale, and the hallucination problem goes away as you scale, right? Bigger model will fix hallucinations. It won't lie anymore. Well, yes, it will, because it lies more now than it used to. Like GPT 4.0, I even stopped using it for proofreading because it would like give me a list of 20 fake errors and then miss the one real error. Like it was so bad. It was ridiculously bad. It got worse over time. It used to give me like, the one real error and then like 3 fake errors in a small list. And now it gives me like 20 fake errors. Like the hallucinations have just gotten out of fucking control. Like, what are you guys doing? I don't know that they are doing anything, but like something's going on. And maybe it's the dog fooding problem. Maybe it's eating synthetic data and getting worse, because like there's some papers showing that makes it much worse. I don't know. Technically, I don't understand what makes these things worse. I don't know who understands. Like, I could go ask Rune or something. I don't know. Like, I don't even know that he knows. Like, I talked to one OpenAI guy when I talked about the proofreading thing. I talked to an OpenAI guy about it. He's like, we're really trying to fix this. And then I was like, thanks. And then, like, I don't know. I don't think they managed to fix it yet, because so it's basically dead for proofreading. And so anyway, if AI were the thing we sort of think it should be, where it just answers questions correctly and is like, then I think GPT is an AGI. I just think it's a dumbass AGI that talks a lot of shit. Like, I know a lot of dumbass AGIs who talk a lot of shit. They're called junior high kids, right? A junior high kid is an AGI. Or not AGI, they're an NGI, I guess, natural general intelligence. A junior high kid is a general intelligence, but a junior high kid talks a lot of shit, and AI does too. And talking a lot of shit does not preclude you from being generally intelligent. So anyway, I don't know it's very hard to imagine what things will and won't be useful for, right? Like, it's very good at, GPT type AI is very good at sounding like a person, and like a lot of people want their hands held. So like online customer service, where you just talk to some like guy in the Philippines or India or wherever they hire people, who walks you through like, here's the basic things to try, and is basically a walking FAQ. AI does great at that. It has a better bedside manner than humans. Like, so for customer service, even actual bedside manner of doctors whose main job is to just hold your hand and tell you that yes, you're going to die from cancer, but no, I'm kidding. It's like, but just whatever, holding your hand, no, you don't have ALS. You are just dehydrated. AI is good at that. AI will be amazing at talking to hypochondriacs. Like, people who just sit there looking at MedHelp all day thinking like, oh no, do I have Guillain-Barré syndrome? I could have that. What if I have fatal insomnia? And AI is going to be great at reassuring those people, until some hypochondriac figures out a jailbreak and get it tell them that he has a rare disease. Then you're fucked. But AI is going to be really good at like holding people's hands and stuff like that, I think, because it's full of shit, but it's got a great manner.
Yeah, good to know.
What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 answers. It's a bull market. It's a bear market. Rates will rise or fall. Can someone invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one fluid platform. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. When you're closing the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time on what's next. If I had needed this product, it's what I'd use. Whether your company is earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. Speaking of opportunity, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/102. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/102. netsuite.com/102. Ever feel like managing your business finances is a full-time job on top of your actual full-time job? Yeah, me too. That is, until I started using Found. Found is a business banking platform that lets you effortlessly track expenses, manage invoices, and prepare for taxes. You can even set aside money for different business goals and control spending with different virtual cards. I've saved so much money because Found helps me identify tax write-offs. And I saved so much time that I can now devote to chasing new opportunities and doing the work I enjoy. Oh, and by the way, other small businesses are loving Found too. This Found user said, "Found is going to save me so much headache. It makes everything so much easier. Expenses, income, profits, taxes, invoices even. And Found has 30,000 5-star reviews just like this." Open a Found account for free at found.com/econ102. Found is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Piermont Bank, member FDIC. Don't put this one off. Join thousands of business owners who have streamlined their finances with Found.
Econ 102 is a podcast from Turpentine, the network behind Moment of Zen, In the Arena, The Cognitive Revolution, and more. If you like what you hear, subscribe and leave us a review in the App Store. You can keep up with both of our Substacks for written analysis of the topics we cover in the show at noahopinion.substack.com and eriktornberg.substack.com. Thanks for listening.